It's March 13th, 2024, and it's time for another Lakewood Ranch market update. MarkBoehmig here with Michael Saunders and Company. In this channel, Living in Lakewood Ranch, we cover all the areas around Lakewood Ranch, from Bradenton down to Sarasota and Siesta Key up to Anna Maria Island. So as you know, each month we do a market update about what's going on here in the Lakewood Ranch area. And today I'm going to cover the regular topics that we talk about: how many days on market, what's the average pricing. So if that's of interest, stick around because I have all the details coming right up. So when we talk about Lakewood Ranch, I want to make sure that we're clear on what our definition of Lakewood Ranch is and how this market update actually works for the Lakewood Ranch. Lakewood Ranch is comprised into two counties. It's comprised of Sarasota County and Manatee County. What's south of University Parkway is in Sarasota County. What's north of University Parkway is in Manatee County. We have a little bit of an issue here as far as pulling data because Lakewood Ranch is a town and not a city, and everybody enters it into the MLS system in a different way. Some people are going to call it Sarasota if it's down in the Sarasota County and not Lakewood Ranch. Some people are going to call it Bradenton in the Manatee County area, even though it's Lakewood Ranch, and then some give it a Lakewood Ranch designation. So how do we get around that? Well, let me show you what we typically do for that. I run the zip codes 34211 and 34202. Now, that gets almost all of Lakewood Ranch, but there's a certain area down in the 34240 area, which you see at the southern part here, and that is in Sarasota County. Now, as that area becomes more and more developed and we have more and more subdivisions being built there, then we're going to do our best to incorporate that into these numbers. But right now we're in 34202 and 34211. So what are we seeing here as far as market conditions? Well, this is for February. This is up through February, and you can see that our number of homes coming on the market has drastically increased. So in January, we had 445 homes on the market. February, we had 556. And of those 556, 287 of those were new listings. We had 137 homes go pending, and we had 137 homes sold during that time period. Next thing I want to talk about is how are the prices looking? Well, they're still remaining relatively steady. Last month, the average price per square foot for those two zip codes was $341 a square foot, down slightly from $363. But you can see here in June of 23, it was $329. So we fluctuate in the mid $300 a square foot range. The next thing we talk about is what about days on market and list price to sell price ratio. So you can see our days of market have grown from 46 to 63 for those two zip codes, and our list price to sell price ratio has been running about 94%. So what about average prices of the actual homes themselves? So last month, the average list price of a house here in the Lakewood Ranch area was $987,000. The average sale price was $873,000. And then the median price, the one that was right there in the middle, was $750,000. So you might say, well, what do those houses look like? Well, let's take a look. So this house in Serenity Creek would almost represent the average list price at $999,000. So this is a 5-bedroom, 4-bath house, 3,700 square feet with a pool. So that would be representative of what the average listing price house looks like. The average sold price was one that looks like this in Lorain Lakes, $873,000, 3-bed, 3-bath, and then a 2-half-bath house with a pool at 2,796 square feet. And then where does that median house fall? Well, this one is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,887 square feet, no pool. And this was in Esplanade. That is the golf community, the original Esplanade here in Lakewood Ranch. What about inventory? Well, our inventory levels are remaining a little bit higher. We're almost to we are in a neutral market between 4 and 6 months supply. So as you can see, we're at 4.1 months supply of inventory. So we have enough buyers and enough sellers to actually balance out the market. As we know, everybody's watching what the Feds do, and what they're saying is that they would like to see inflation at 2%, but this is an employment, how the unemployment is expected to flow. And unemployment does have a lot to do with how the inflation rate works and what they do for looking at interest rates. So in June of 24, you can see that they are predicting to go up to 4.1, up to 4.3, and then level back off in 2026 down to 3.99. Where are rates? Well, I ran this as of 2 days ago. These were the actual interest rates average for the country for March of 2024. And as you can see, it was down slightly at 6.7%. Now, yesterday, the Feds announced that the inflation had gone up just a little bit. They were at 3.2%. So I'll be real curious to see what happened at the next Fed meeting and the one after that, to see if they do drop it by 1/4 of a point or if they decide to hold that steady. So hope you get value out of these videos for these market updates here for the Lakewood Ranch area. And if you find yourself coming to Lakewood Ranch, just reach out to me. I'll put my contact information in the link below. And I'll also put this full report down in the link below as a flip book. So if you want to look through it and you can get these numbers for yourself so you can digest this a little bit easier, I'll be glad to do that. If you have a property here that you're selling in the Lakewood Ranch, I'd love to have an opportunity to speak with you about that. Mark Boehmig, Michael Saunders and Company.